And this from Jennifer Jerry McCombs, Austin, Texas. Dear members of the committee, my name is Jennifer Jarl McCombs. I'm a fifth-generation Austinite and a sixth-generation Texan. I am a mother, a wife, a sister, daughter, and small business owner. I appreciate the opportunity to be heard by the members of this committee. I am speaking today about the ambulatory surgical centers portion of House Bill 60 that requires all licensed abortion providers' facilities become ambulatory surgical centers. As with most prudent legislation, a problem is identified and a solution is proposed in the form of a bill. The premise of HB 60 assumes that existing abortion facilities are consistently failing or producing poor outcomes to the women who've had an abortion procedure in the state of Texas. The problem. With the acceptance of this premise, the argument is to mandate existing abortion clinics to transition their facilities to ambulatory surgical centers. The solution. But this is a solution looking for a problem. The reasoning for the creation of this bill is based on a fallacious foundation. The perceived problem is faulty in that the current regulations to which existing abortion facilities adhere to are producing exemplary results in the health and safety of their clients. Abortion is one of the safest surgical procedures for women in the United States. Fewer than 0.5% of women obtaining abortions experience a complication, and the risk of death associated with abortion is about 1/10 of that associated with childbirth. She quotes the Guttmacher Institute in saying that. The bottom line is that the current abortion facilities in the state of Texas already operate and perform to high standards. The vast majority of reputable research in patient safety relating to an abortion procedure, medical or surgical, performed in a licensed facility conclude that favorable outcomes are currently being actualized. Further, HB 60 would create problems for women. Financial burdens. This bill would force an existing clinic to either renovate their current facility, purchase an existing ASC if there happens to be one sitting for sale in the clinic's area, or build a new ASC. Based on the U.S. national average, ASCs have an estimated cost of approximately $400 per square foot, including construction costs of $300 a square foot, contractors' fees of about $75 a square foot, and architectural fees of between $32 and $35 a square foot. An ASC can vary in size from 4,000 square feet with 1 or 2 operating rooms, or to as large as 30,000 to 40,000 square feet, around 12 ORs. Assuming we go with the smallest square footage, 4,000 square feet, we are estimating a total cost to be $1.6 million for that facility. This estimate does not include the purchase of the land, permitting, local, county, or state fees, or the cost to provide the additional staff and training required to operate by ASC licensing laws. This is unquestionably a severe and undue financial burden for existing clinics. Access. Any of these unreasonable options would be cost prohibitive. It is estimated that of the 42 existing clinics in the state of Texas, only 5 would be able to remain open. That is a greater than 88% reduction in access for women in the state of Texas with the shuttering of these existing, proficiently run facilities. Reasonable access is denied to women, specifically from the rural areas of Texas. The health and safety of women are not the priority of HB 60. It is with substantial historical context that one could reasonably conclude that women without or with restricted access to abortion providers will still have abortions. Unfortunately, they will have to turn back alley abortions or self-performed abortions. This is a problem. Women in these situations are more likely to have severe complications or die. This problem has already had a solution in the safe and excellent care they receive in the existing abortion facilities as they are currently regulated across Texas. Simply stated, HB 60's origin hinges on the unfounded and unproven proposition that a problem exists for purposes of maneuvering around a woman's constitutional right for a safe and legal abortion. I respectfully request that the members of this committee take careful consideration to the dramatic consequences that will occur due to the passage of this bill and vote against the passage of HB 60 out of this committee. Please note that the data I referenced in my oral testimony is cited for you in the copies of my written testimony. I mention this to contrast the authors of HB 60 and authors of all the abortion restriction bills in the House and the Senate who have yet to present a shred of factual data or peer-reviewed evidence to support their position on any portion of these bills, despite repeat requests throughout the regular and special sessions. Thank you. And she cites the following works for the statistics that she gave in her letter. The Guttmacher Institute from 2011, State Facts About Abortion, Texas, New York Guttmacher Institute. RS Means 2013, Read Construction Data, retrieved June 20, 2013 from its website. Physicians Capital Investments 2012, retrieved June 20, 2013 from Physicians Capital Investment website. Planned Parenthood of Greater Texas 2013, February 25. DSHS AB Facilities as of 2/25/2013, 2013 Texas, United States of America. And this from Jane Keedy, who lives in Representative Donna Duke's district. My name is Jane Keedy. I'm here to testify against HB 60 and HB 16. My representative is Donna Dukes. Lieutenant Governor David Dewhurst bent the rules to add these bills. He had his chance during the regular session. This should not be happening. Shame on him and shame on you who support these bills. A woman's body is hers. The state has no right limiting her health care choices, including abortion. Abortion is about women's health. Ask any woman who's been diagnosed with cancer at some point in a pregnancy who is given a choice to begin treatment for cancer and advised to abort her unborn child or to carry the baby to term with no treatment of the risk she will die before the baby's due date. Women who have an abortion do not do so lightly. No woman gets pregnant so she can have an abortion. Sometimes families end up needing to terminate a pregnancy when they thought they never would. These bills will inordinately affect poor and working poor women. The clinics that will have to close are not just about abortion. They provide family counseling, breast exams, pap smears, prenatal care. And under this bill, the abortion pill, which is safe and rarely results in complications, will require a before and an after appointment with the doctor. It also requires a woman to take a higher dosage than necessary, which only indicates the ignorance of those who wrote these bills, since it has been shown that the necessary dosage is much less than the bill would require. Shame on you who support these bills. The omnibus abortion bill will be challenged in the courts, causing an enormous waste of valuable tax dollars and state resources. We have seen this in other states, North Dakota and Kansas, where hundreds of thousands to over $1 million and counting of state taxpayer money is being spent to defend similar legislation. these anti-women, anti-abortion bills in other states. The bottom line is this: these bills will make abortion harder to obtain and more expensive. As a result, we will see an increase in back alley abortions, self-administered abortions, deaths among women seeking abortions, and unintended pregnancies carried to term, all of which directly create negative public health outcomes and a huge financial drain on the state of Texas. This is not what any of us want for our state or for our women, children, and families. Shame on you who support these bills. I'm sure your mamas and maybe your grandmamas uttered the old adage, be careful what you wish for. This legislation has raised the ire of thousands upon thousands of women across this state, and they vote. Lieutenant Governor Dewhurst and those in the Texas legislature backing these bills need to start planning their retirement. Shame on you, Lieutenant Governor Dewhurst, and shame on you who back these bills.